Greetings, everybody, and welcome back into Hobart-Detter Field. It's time for Hutchinson Community College Baseball. Game number 4 of this 4-game Jayhawk West set between the Blue Dragons and the Colby Trojans. Steve Carpenter with you, getting set for the managers' meeting. What a thrilling game number 1. The Dragons trailed 4-0, 4-3, 6-3, and ended up winning it 7-6 in 9 innings on a walk-off error. Off the bat of Dylan Nedved, Jeremiah Caesar scored from second with the winning run. Colby committed 4 errors in the game, and the Blue Dragons maintained their 2-game lead in the Jayhawk West with 5 to play. Colby now 3 games off the pace with 5 to play, and they've fallen to third place. Butler now alone in second place. But the Blue Dragons continue to rack up series wins. They are now 5-0-2 in series victories. They have won 5 and split 2. The two teams they split with, Dodge City and Butler. They have wins over everybody else, and will play Cloud County next week. Again, we will have all 4 games here on the network. We get set for game number 4. Here are the lineups. First for the Trojans, Reese Cornell will lead it off and play center field. Batting second will be the second baseman, Enoch Perez. Matt Cooney bats third and is at third base. Cameron Tilley, the cleanup hitter, and is catching. Jason Evans inserted into right field. He bats fifth. Blake Gallagher moves down a spot in the order. He bats sixth and plays first base. Tucker Zdunich bats seventh and plays left field. The designated hitter is Lachlan Ross. He bats eighth. And Owen Harms bats ninth. He is at shortstop. So Nathan Stark gets the starting game number 4 for the Trojans. He's out of Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. And Stark brings in a record of 5-2 with a very solid 3.74 earned run average. So the Trojans are Cornell, Perez, Kootenai, Tilley, Evans, Gallagher, Zdunich, Ross, Harms, and Nathan Stark on the mound. The Blue Dragons, couple of minor changes to the lineup, but this is how they'll line it up. Logan Sartori leads it off to play shortstop. Zane Schmidt bats second and moves into first base. He was in right field in the first game. Riley Metzger bats third at left field. Dylan Nedved is the cleanup hitter. He plays third base. Zach Baxley will go from first to behind the dish. He'll bat fifth. Will Reitz bats sixth and plays center field. Ryan Moritz will be at second base, batting seventh. Christopher Noble will be the designated hitter. He bats eighth, and Zion Bolin bats ninth and is in right field. Mike Brown, the sophomore from Omaha, gets the start. Brown 4-0 with a 5.09 earned run average. He's not been quite as sharp as last year, but he does have a winning record at 4-0, and he will battle for the Blue Dragons in the series finale. So the Blue Dragons will line up Sartori, Schmidt, Metzger, Nedved, Baxley, Reitz, Moritz, Noble, Bolin, and Mike Brown on the bump. Dragons getting set to take the field for game number 4. They have the first 3 games of this series in hand now. They won on Thursday in game 1 at Colby 8-4. Dominated game 2 18-6, and then rallied from behind to walk off for the 5th time this year with a 7-6 extra inning win.
No, that was just a specific situation.
I know if we're tied up or we won.
So Mike Brown looking to get back on the beam. He's been up and down in his last few outings. Overall, the 6'1", 170-pound redshirt sophomore from Omaha, again 5-0 record, making his 7th start, 10th appearance. He has 1 complete game and a 5.09 earned run average. 40 2/3 innings pitched, 37 hits, 31 runs, 23 earned. He has struck out 45 and walked 19. And opponents hitting .230 against him. He faces a Colby lineup, number 2 in the Jayhawk in terms of batting average, .309. 61 home runs, that's second in the Jayhawk. In fact, you're taking a look at the top 2 offensive teams in the league this year. Blue Dragons were out hit in the first game 12-8 to take advantage of 4 Colby errors. So the throw goes down, and we're about set for action here in this series finale. Again, all 4 games of the Cloud County series will be broadcast here on the network. 2 here next Thursday at Hobart-Detter Field, and then the series and season finale 1 week from today at Zion Field in Concordia. About set to go. Reese Cornell will lead it off against Mike Brown. Welcome to Blue Dragon Baseball and the Blue Dragon Sports Network. First pitch swing is a high pop down the left field line, hooking, and Riley Metzger runs out of room and lands foul out of play. First pitch coming at 4:07 p.m. This one, because the first game went extras, is now a 7-inning game. The 0-1. Breaking pitch popped up to left. Riley Metzger drifting to his right. He's got it, and there's one away. The outfield, Metzger in left, Reitz in center, Bolin in right. Still going to contend with that wind blowing in from left center, 20 to 25 and gusty. We saw plenty of issues in game number 1 this afternoon with that wind. And here's Enoch Perez. Pitch taken inside, ball 1, a breaking pitch. Perez, 5 for 11 in the series, a double and a home run, 2 RBIs. He had 2 hits in game number 1. Hits a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Zane Schmidt. Flips to Brown covering, and there's 2 away. Two up, 2 down for Matt Kootenai, the third baseman. He had a big first game, 3 RBIs, 2-run single, and an RBI double. Kootenai now in the series, 5 for 12, double and a home run, 5 driven in. He now has a team lead in RBIs with 47. He surpassed Cameron Tilley in that category earlier today, Brown's first offering. Big 12-6 curve for a strike over the outside corner. Brown looking to recover from a tough start out at Seward County last Saturday. Just went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, gave up 4 home runs. There's a strike. Now, admittedly, the wind at Brent Goldfield and Liberal was blowing out at near tropical force strength wind. It was gusting big time, and there was all kinds of offense 1 week ago. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch outside, 1-2. Kootenai out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. 1-2 pitch. Curveball called, strike 3. No doubt about it, and Kootenai knew it. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first after a half. Trojans nothing, and the Blue Dragons coming up. Nathan Stark, 6'2", 190-pound redshirt sophomore from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, taking his final warm-up tosses for the Colby Trojans as they try to salvage the final game of this series. Stark making his 8th start, 11th overall appearance, 5-2 record with 1 save and a 3.74 earned run average. Stark has thrown 33 2/3 innings. He's allowed just 20 hits, 15 runs. He has struck out 42 and walked 20 and allowed 2 home runs. He will face off against Logan Sartori, 2 for 5 in the first game, including a triple. Also drove in a run. Logan now number 13 on the all-time hits list with 135. Sartori hitting .316, the recently updated numbers, 10 home runs and 52 driven in. Playing in his 49th game. Big right-hander kicks and fires and misses outside to Sartori, ball 1. In the series, Sartori 5 of 11, a double, a triple, 6 runs scored, and 3 runs driven in. Pops this one up. How far will the wind push it? Perez fighting it, but makes the catch. And there's one away. Again, the Dragons this year in 2019, almost 2-1 fly out to ground out ratio. They had 14 fly ball outs in the first game. That is a ton of fly ball outs with the wind blowing in. Now Zane Schmidt, the conference leader in home runs with 19. That's second in the nation. Zane was 2 for 4 with an RBI. He had a run-scoring single on the comeback in the 7th inning. Shows bunt and takes high and outside for ball 1. Zane right now, 400 average, 74 hits and 185 at bats, 19 home runs, 59 RBIs. That also leads the league and is 6th in the nation. Ball 2 to Schmidt. Zane so far in the series, 8 for 13, a double and 5 RBIs. And he hits this one a mile to right field, but it's going to go well out of play and into the parking lot. Schmidt's hit safely in 10 of his last 11. Now 22 for 49. It's a 436 average. The 2-1. Bunts along thirds. That's a good one. Fielded by Kootenai. Barehanded to throw. Not in time. A bunt single for Zane Schmidt, who now has a 4-game hitting streak. He tried to do that the first game and just didn't execute it. So a 1-out single for Schmidt brings up Riley Metzger. Riles in the first game, 0 for 2 with a walk and was hit by a pitch. One of those walks intentional. Metzger now hitting .379. That's second on the team. Late on that Stark offering for strike 1. Metzger with 6 home runs, 43 RBIs. Start comes set, the 0-1. Breaking pitch, kicks away from the catcher Tilley. On his way to second is Zane Schmidt, and he's there. Good throw by Cameron Tilley, but the ball kicked off just enough. It'll be a wild pitch. And Schmidt at second base with 1 out. Riley in the series, 3 for 9 with a home run. He's driven in 3. The pitch, slice foul, 1-2. And going 0 for 2, Riley saw a 6-game hitting streak snapped in the first game. His 43 RBIs are 13th best in the Jayhawk West, or in the Jayhawk Conference, combined East and West. Stark wants a new set of signs from Tilly and now gets what he likes. 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Metzger remains alive at 1-2. Dragons were out hit 12-8 in that first game. Again, they took advantage of 4 Colby errors, including the biggest one of them all to end the game. A tailor-made double play right through the legs of Owen Harms, allowing Jeremiah Caesar to score the winning run from second base. Now the 1-2 to Metzger. Called strike 3 inside corner. Good pitch, 2 away. Now Dylan Nedved. He's had himself one heck of a series offensively. Nedved, 9 hits and 15 at bats. A double, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. He scored 5 runs. He doesn't get a credit for an RBI on the game-winning error. Should have been rolled up into a double play. We still could be playing game 1. But a 2-out RBI opportunity here, and that pitch is way outside, backhanded stop by Tilly. Nedved now hitting .337. That's third on the team. 63 hits, 7 home runs, 55 RBIs. One of 3 Blue Dragons with at least 100 total bases. Schmidt has 153. Sartori has 105. Ball 2, high and tight. Nedved now has a 6-game hitting streak. 13 for 27 in that stretch with 15 RBIs. Ball 3. So at worst, depending how everything goes, the Dragons will be alone in first place after play today. Fastball in the inside corner, 3-1 to Nedved. Will the lead be 1 game, 2 games, or 3 games remains to be seen. Check of the runner, the 3-1. Fisted foul back to our right. Full count now to Nedved. Again, this game normally scheduled for 9 innings. Now 7 innings because the first game went extra innings. Blue Dragons now 3-1 in extra inning games. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Schmidt away from second. Starks payoff pitch. Ground ball to short. Big hop for Harms. He's got it. Throws in time. And the Dragons are turned away in the first. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the second inning. Dragons nothing, Trojans nothing. We head to the top of the second at Hobart-Detter Field. No score. Series finale. Mike Brown will face Chris Tilley Jason Evans and Blake Gallagher, middle third of the order. Tilly normally wears number 10, according to all the rosters, wearing number 50 today. And these classic throwback style uniforms for the Trojans. Those are solid looks for those uniforms. Brown starts Tilly off high, ball 1. Tilly in the first game went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Also scored a run. That one's hit to right field. It's Bolin going back, still going back, and it's over his head and will go over the wall for a ground rule double. If you catch it right, it's going to travel to right field, and Bolin didn't take a great route to that ball. Not sure he could have got it anyway, but it's a ground rule double for Tilly to right field. First hit for the Trojans. Now Jason Evans. Evans didn't play earlier today. .333 hitter for the year, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. Evans 0 for 6 in the series. He scored a couple of runs. Been hit by a couple of pitches. And it's ball 1 to the Trojan right fielder. Brown out of the stretch. He worked a spotless first with a strikeout. Thanks. High fly, shallow left. In comes Metzger. He's got it for the first out. Anything hit in the air today is going to be an adventure. One out for the first baseman, Blake Gallagher. Gallagher was 2 for 4 in game number 1 today. Now 5 for 12 in the series, a double, a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Brown's pitch. Fastball ripped foul past third. Denny Steckline and I were talking earlier, and also Brandon Sams, talking about the cool throwbacks that Colby has. Garden City equally has some cool throwbacks. The throwback pants that hang just below the knee. I mean, that's a great look for a baseball uniform. The pitch. Changeup misses low, and it's 1-1. Colby coach Ryan Carter in his 21st season. He is the dean of Jayhawk West coaches. Finally got that title when Galen McSpadden at Seward County retired after some 37 years at the helm of the Saints. 1-1 pitch. Hit to left field. That's going to drop in front of Metzger for a hit. It will stop Tilly at third, and it's runners at the corners, 1 out. Here in the second. Now Tucker Zdunich to left fielder. A lefty-righty matchup. The left-handed hitting Zdunich, 2 for 10 in the series with a double. He was 0 for 3 with an RBI, and RBI ground out is in game number 1. Brown misses outside, ball 1. Brown against lefties this year, allowing a .261 average, allowing a .225 average against right-handed hitters. Breaking pitch outside for a ball, 2-0. Fastball curveball pitcher is Brown. His best pitch is the curve, but he tends to overuse it and forgets his fastball sometimes. Move over to first. Back in safely is Gallagher. Immediately, action starting in the Dragon pen. Matt Delcom starting to throw. Brown's pitch. Slice foul off to the left. It's 2-1. Again, Brown struggled his last time out. He's pitching with the wind in today. So that's the complete opposite of what he had last week at Seward County. 2 weeks ago, he got the win against Pratt. There's a strike. Pitched 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run. He struck out 2 and walked 4. Brown not a true strikeout pitcher per se. Two-two pitch. Grounded foul outside of first. And it remains 2-2. Mike Brown making his 19th start as a Blue Dragon. 25th overall appearance. He has a 9-4 career record, so he's looking for career win number 10. He's thrown 112 innings and struck out 109. Even though you don't consider him a strikeout pitcher, he's almost a strikeout an inning per type pitcher. Breaking pitch off the plate, wide, full count to Zdunich. Dragons rolled some key double plays on Thursday in the first two wins of the series. Did not roll one, or they did roll one earlier today, a 3-6-3 double play. Move over to first, back in safely. This is the runner Gallagher. Colby as a team, 44 steals and 60 attempts. Here's the payoff pitch from Brown. Where did it miss? It's called ball at 4 anyway, and the bases are loaded. That was a close pitch. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Mike Brown not real happy with the zone and kind of got out of his element. That happened in that practice series. So now the bases are juiced. And before designated hitter Lachlan Ross steps in, Ryan Schmidt will visit the mound. Let's get you caught up around the Jayhawk West. The game number one's today. Of course, the Blue Dragons won here 7-6 over Colby in 9 innings. To take game 3, they lead the series 3-0. Cloud won its first game of the Garden Series. Garden won the first 2 games in Concordia on Thursday, but Cloud County comes back in a big way with a 22-2 5-inning win in Game 3. Seward County fell behind early at Pratt at Stanton Field and wound up winning 17-6. Pratt Seward in the final game of the series, 3-3, bottom of the third. Butler's up 2-0 at Dodge City, Cavalier Field. Grizzlies looking for the sweep. More scores coming up shortly. Here's Lachlan Ross with the bases loaded, 1 out here in the second. The pitch. Strike at the knees. If Colby wants to have any part of being in the conference chase next week, they play Pratt next week. They need this one desperately. Browns 0-1. Breaking pitch, strike called inside corner, 0-2. Brown could use a strikeout right here. Strikeout or a pop-up or a ground ball right at an infielder. The 0-2. Foul back over the press box to our right. So Hutch right now, 19-8. The Grizzlies 17-10. Colby 16-11. Cloud 15-12. Barton 15-13. They have the bye this week. Browns 0-2. Fouled back again. Ross was way out on his front foot and managed to get a piece of it to stay alive. Seward County 17-14. Then Garden City at 12-15. Pratt 7-20. Dodge 6-21. Right now, Dodge still on the outside looking in. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Nedved Field steps on third for 1. Over to first. Double play. Taylor made, and the Dragons converted a 5-3 inning ending double play, and Colby misses out on a prime scoring opportunity. We go to the bottom of the second. Dragons 0. Trojans 0. Welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field. Steve Carpenter with you. No score, bottom of the second. Zach Bax leads it off for the Blue Dragons. Just 5 games remain in the regular season. And the Blue Dragons will play their full allotment of 56 this year. With that crazy weather, the way the season started, that's kind of a shocker. Zach Bax lead it off against Nathan Stark. Pitch misses outside a little bit, ball 1. That was a close pitch that goes the way of the Blue Dragons. Bax had a tough offensive game in game number 1, 0 for 4 with a strikeout and 3 fly ball outs. He was chasing everything up and fouls that pitch up back to the screen. 1-1. Baxley now in the series. 1 for 12. A double, 2 RBIs. His average has dropped to .303 with 4 home runs and 30 driven in. That's a ground ball right side base hit. Jason Evans thought about coming up, but Blake Gallagher wasn't even on the bag. Second hit of the series for Bax. It's a leadoff single here in the second. Now Will Reitz, another of the struggling Blue Dragons. Reitz in the series 1 for 12. He has struck out 7 times. Reitz was 0 for 4 in the first game with a pair of punch-outs. Inside ball 1. Of course, Will, the nation's leader in hit by pitches, now at 25. Second most in single season history. Only behind Matt Jones' 41. Big 12-6 bender from Stark in for a strike. Count even at 1-1. Ground ball to first. Bobble by Gallagher. Picks it up and steps on the bag. He had 2 bobbles, but still got reached. That moves Baxley up to second with 1 out on the 3 unassisted put out at first. Now second baseman Ryan Moritz. Mo 3 for 10 in the series with a home run. Earlier today, went 0 for 2, saw a 6-game hitting streak snap. Walked once, scored a run. He had a big leadoff walk in the 3-run rally in the 7th. And tied it up at 6 and sent it to extras. Pitch way outside. The sophomore from Omaha, now 5th on the team with a .315 average, 47 hits, 4 home runs, and 30 RBIs. Blue Dragons now a season high 19 games over 500 at 35-16. The pitch misses low, 2-0. The Dragons at one time were just 9-7. And now have gone. Moritz fouls that pitch off to the left. Dragons have gone 23-9, played 14 games over 500 since that point. 2-1 to Moritz. Excuse me. Inside 3-1 to Mo. Moritz 77 career hits, a .307 career average. Potential 50th career RBI sitting at second base if he can plunk one into the outfield. The pitch. High ball 4. First and second, 1 out for the designated hitter, Christopher Noble. Noble was a pinch hitter in the first game today. He struck out. Noble 0 for 2 in the series. He also pinch hit once on Thursday. Noble, a .273 hitter, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. He pinch hit last week against Seward and hit a pinch hit grand slam. That hit him. Got Noble in the hands, and the Dragons have him loaded. So a single, a walk, and now a hit batsman have loaded them up. Baxley at third, Moritz at second, Noble at first for right fielder Zion Bolin. Bolin 1 for 2 in the first game. Scored a run. Now 4 for 9 in the series, a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. He takes ball 1. Each team with 2 hits apiece. Noble at first, standing behind the first baseman Gallagher. Big cut by Zion. He fouls it back. 1-1 the count now to the sophomore from Lawrence. Bolin in conference games hitting .288. He's had 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. Bolin's hit 2 home runs in his last 5 games. One coming Thursday at Colby. That's a little looper to right center field, and the Dragons are going to have the lead. Baxley scores right behind him as Moritz to play at the plate, and he's out. That was a bang-bang call that went the way of the Trojans. So Moritz cut down at the plate as the Dragons aggressive. They have a 1-0 lead, but now 2 outs in the inning with runners at second and third. It'll be a single for Bolin and an RBI. He took second on the throw. Noble goes to second. Baxley scores. Moritz cut down at the plate. So 1-0 Hutch. Now Sartori the batter. He takes a strike. For Zion, that's RBI number 25 for the season. His 3rd RBI of the series. Stark's delivery. Breaking pitch wide of the plate, 1-1. Stark wants another sign and now gets what he likes. Working out of the stretch. The pitch. Low for a ball. 2-1 to Sartori. Sartori in the first game was 2 for 5 with a triple. That triple moved him into a career tie for second with Jordan Robeson. Just 1 behind the record holder, Quentin Crandall's 10. May have swung at a ball and fouls it straight back over the press box, and it's 2-2 to the future Texas A&M Aggie. Dragons now with 3 hits on Bolin's RBI single. Center fielder Reese Cornell way around to right center. That gap in left center is just really inviting. 2-2 pitch, way outside, blocked by the catcher, Cameron Tilley. Noble made a move and then made an immediate withdrawal back to the base. So now it's a full count to Sartori. Been talking about Logan Sartori's career numbers. I'm remiss to tell you about Dylan Nedved, who's actually higher than him on the career hits list. Here's the payoff. Hit him. Sartori wears a pitch for the 11th time this year. That is now 86 hit by pitches by the Blue Dragons. That's right on pace for a typical Blue Dragon season. Bases loaded 2 away for Zane Schmidt. We were talking about Logan Sartori with 2 hits. Dylan Nedved now has 143, and he's tied with Tim Olson for 7th on the career hits list. He's a couple batters away. Now it's up to Zane Schmidt. Big cut and a miss at a high fastball. Strike 1. Stark steps off. Colby's used 10 different pitchers in this series. The 0-1. Little roller left side, could be trouble. Kootenai gets to it, goes to first, and he's got him in time. And the inning is over. Schmidt was way out in front, hits a little roller to the left side that Kootenai gets to. Dragons leave him loaded. They do get a run, though. 1 run on a couple of hits. They leave 3. And after 2, it's the Dragons 1 and the Trojans nothing. Top of the third rolls around at Hobart-Detter, 1-0 Hutch. Mike Brown will face Owen Harms, the shortstop. Harms in the first game, 1 for 4 with a double. He lifts this 1-0 to center field. Reitz and Metzger converge. Reitz dives and makes the catch. Again, the wind pushing it away from Will Reitz, but he kept a beat on it and makes the catch for out number 1. Wasn't quite the dramatic dive that Riley Metzger made Tuesday against Barton. So 1 away, and it's back to the top of the order, and Reese Cornell. Reese flew out to left his first time up. Brown's pitch, outside ball 1. Cornell now 6 for 15 in the series, all 6 hits, singles. He has struck out 4 times. The pitch. High fly to center, playable for Reitz, now in a few steps, 2 away. 2 fly ball outs and 2 at bats, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Enoch Perez. Before the 6th inning earlier today, Colby had 1 lead in the series. That was in the bottom of the first of game 1 when Perez hit a wind-aided home run to right field. The Blue Dragons would have none of that. They came back with 3 in the top of the second and never looked back. 1-0 pitch. Foul tipped into the glove of Zach Baxley for a strike, 1-1. Perez out of Puerto Rico, high pop. Maybe playable for Baxley, coming toward the stands, and the wind gets enough of it to blow it up onto the roof. And bounces over and nearly takes out some people standing behind the Colby dugout. So 1-2 the count. The Blue Dragons have clinched a home playoff game. Home playoff series, excuse me. 1-2 pitch. Shot foul off to the right. So in 2 weeks, the Blue Dragons will be here. Just a matter of who they're going to play. Series, 3-game set, best of 3. Single games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That pitch upstairs. I believe those dates are the 10th, 11th, and 12th. 2-2 pitch. Chopped along third. Tough play for Nedved. He fields and throws, but not anywhere close getting the Speedy Perez. He has his 6th hit of the series. Nothing you can do about that one. Now third baseman Matt Kootenai. Kootenai struck out looking his first time up and kind of argued with the home plate umpire. It was a dandy pitch from Brown. And at first 2 away, big bender misses low and outside, ball 1. Kootenai now in the series, 5 for 13, 5 RBIs. He has struck out 3 times. Slightly open stance, righty-lefty matchup to pitch. Good fastball from Brown, outside corner, 1-1. Hits now tied 3 apiece in this one. The 1-1 from Brown. Outside a breaking pitch, 2-1. Bullpen quiet for the Dragons. They got up in the second. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Brown coaxed a inning-ending 5-3 double play. Nedved to Schmidt. 2-1 pitch. Strike at the letters, 2-2. Bit of a delayed call. Conference series next week. Obviously, we'll be watching this one for obvious reasons. Runner fakes going. The pitch is ripped down the right field line by Kootenai, but foul. The other series, again, Hutch Cloud, and that series starts here Thursday and will conclude Saturday in Concordia. Colby will be with Pratt next week. That series starts in Pratt and concludes in Colby 1 week from today. Butler and Garden City is the other one the Dragons will be watching very, very close. That series starts at Williams Stadium in Garden on Thursday. It ends up at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado on Saturday. The pitch outside. Full count now to Kootenai. Barton and Dodge will be the last conference series. That all starts at Cavalier Field on Thursday in Dodge City and moves to Lawson Biggs Field in Great Bend on Saturday. Seward will have their conference season wrapped up today. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging on a big slow curve. And the inning is over. Now what's going on? Kootenai thought he might have foul tipped it, but at the same time, Baxley caught it. Yep, they're going to call it a straight foul ball and reset and do it again. I thought Bax caught it clean. Ryan Schmidt's going to come out. And with the reaction of Zach Baxley, you kind of wonder if the correct call wasn't made. Actually not being adamant that he did catch it. So new life for Kootenai. Perez at first, 2 away. Perez has stolen 8 and been caught 5 times. Colby 0 for 2 and stolen bases in the series. The Dragons 1 for 2. Runner goes. Pitches inside, ball 4. So now Brown's going to have to work through a little bit of adversity. Didn't get the call on the strikeout. And now he walks Kootenai and will face Cameron Tilley with the tying run at second base and 2 out. Tilly doubled his first time up to lead off to second. Tilly now 4 for 9 in the series with a pair of doubles. Brown up to 42 pitches, 27 for strikes. The delivery. Swung on and missed, strike 1. The Concordia portion of the series starts at 2 o'clock, so it'll be 2 games at 2 and 4 in Concordia. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Right now, the Thursday games here at Hobart-Detter are scheduled for 1 and 3. Differing forecast depending on which app you use on the Thursday forecast. There's the 0-2. In the dirt, good stop by Baxley. Gobbles it up. Keeps it in front of him. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Great crowd on hand for sophomore day. Dragons have at least 4 more home games after this one. 2 against Cloud, then 2 in the region. 1-2 pitch. Inside 2 into a fastball. Brown's fastball's got some late movement to it. Dragons have the first 3 in the series to win their 5th conference series of the season. They're 5-0-2. 5 wins, no losses, 2 splits. 2-2 pitch. Swing and miss. And Tilly strikes out. Baxley applies the tag, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a walk, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Dragons 1, Trojans nothing. Riley Metzger to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. And once again, welcome all the Colby fans listening in. Rich Epp carried the first 2 games of the series on Open Spaces Sports. We've got it the rest of the way. Ball 1 to Riley Metzger. Metzger struck out looking his first time up. 3 for 10 in the series is Riley. Ball 2. Royals at home tonight against the Angels. Danny Duffy made his return to the Royals rotation last night. Pitch inside and it clips the knob of the bat for a foul ball. Eight Blue Dragons have been hit with pitches this year, or in this series. The pitch. High fly to right, but the wind's going to push it well foul. That thing went into another area code straight up. Count 2-2 to Metzger as he returns to home plate. Nathan Stark into his third inning. He's allowed 3 hits and 1 run. The pitch got him swinging on a changeup. Riley struggled today. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now 0 for 4 in the doubleheader. There's Dylan Nedved. Nedved grounded to short. Again, with his 2 hits in game number 1. Nedved now with 143 career hits, tied with Tim Olson, the Hall of Famer, with 143. Nedved takes strike 1 from Stark. Hits tied 3 apiece, and the Dragons have the 1-0 lead. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Dragons took that 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Zion Bolin to score Baxley. Moritz was cut down on the plate trying to score. Dragons got a run on a couple of hits. Pitch way outside, 2-1. Now to Nedved. Pitch taken upstairs, 3-1. Nedved needs 6 runs to join the 100 career runs scored club. He has 94. Foul tipped out of the mitt of Tilley. Now it's 3-2. With 3 more RBIs in the first game, Nedved now has 89 career RBIs. That's 15th most. Now 12 home runs. He had 5 as a freshman, 7 as a sophomore. Payoff pitch. Hit well to center. Going back is Cornell, but the wind's going to knock it down, and the catch is made for out number 2. Two up, 2 down for the catcher, Zach Baxley. He singled and scored. That was career hit number 102 for Zach. The 2-hit game against Barton on Tuesday here. Bax became the 32nd member of the 100 career hit club. Big wild swing, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Pitch was in on the hands. Good location from Stark. We reiterate this one's scheduled for 7. Breaking pitch high and inside, 1-1. Dragons won the first game 7, 6, and 9 innings. That makes this the 7-inning game. Pitch inside, 2-1. Ryan Schmidt's first year as a Blue Dragon head coach. Colby had won the first 3 games of the series, and this was back in 2013. And the Blue Dragons then won the series finale. Good cut by Bax, foul back to the net, 2-2. The Dragons wound up winning that game 10-9 in 19 innings, longest game in school history. The Dragons avoided the sweep. 2-2 pitch. Lets it foul out of play to the right. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. That came after a regular 7-inning game. I basically ran out of fresh stuff about the 15th inning. It was kind of a coolish day here at Hobart-Detter. 2-2 pitch. Hit him. Curveball got away from Stark. And Bax becomes the 3rd Dragon to be plunked today, with Will Reitz coming to the plate. Reach grounded out to the first baseman unassisted his first time up. Backs 1 for 13 in the series. The pitch. Foul ball right side, strike one. That win earlier today, the 5th walk-off win of the season for Hutchinson. Reed's had a walk-off, 3-run bomb. It's a high pop in the infield. Second baseman Enoch Perez collects it, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, a hit batsman and 1 left. We go to the 4th. Dragons 1, Trojans nothing. One nothing Hutch. We go to the 4th. Mike Brown has given up 3 hits over his first 3 innings. He has struck out 2 and walked 1. Looking for career win number 10. Brown will be pitching next year at Emporia State. And he's going to face Evans, Gallagher, and Zdunich, 5, 6, and 7 here in the Colby 4th. Fastball from Brown, strike 1 to Evans, who flew out to left his first time. Evans 0 for 7 in the series. Good location on the outside corner at the knee. Strike called, 0-2. This will be pitch number 50 for Mike Brown. That one bounces in. Dragon pitching with a team .438 ERA. They lead the Jayhawk Conference in strikeouts. Fly ball to the left, going back into his right. Metzger still running, and he chases it down near the left field corner for out number 1. Evans now 0 for 2. Here's Blake Gallagher, the first baseman. Gallagher singled. He now has a 3-hit afternoon working, 3 for 5 on the afternoon. And 6 for 13 in the series. Ball 1. High fly to right toward the line and shallow. Bowling on the run, running, and it lands foul. That time the wind helped out the Trojans. Anything hitting the air is going to be blown toward the right field line. One to Gallagher. Again, Colby closes out with the Pratt Beavers next week. They have to have this game to stay in contention. Pass ball inside and a little bit low, 2-1. If the Dragons sweep the Trojans, they're 4 games back with 4 to play, and the Dragons have the tiebreaker. Strike call at the knees, 2-2. Good pitch from Brown. He's locating well right now. At the end of the day, the Dragons are going to be the sole leader of the Jayhawk West. 2-2 pitch, slice foul out of play over the Colby bullpen. It's just a matter of if it's going to be a 1-2 or 3-game lead. Right now, Butler winning against Garden City. So the least likely is a 3-game lead. Breaking pitch struck him out, swinging. Out number 2. That was the big slow curveball from Brown. Strikeout number 3. That'll bring up Tucker Zdunich. Zdunich walked in his first plate appearance. Pitch outside for a ball. Outfield straight away for the Dragons. Brown's pitch outside 2-0. Breaking down Mike Brown, righty versus lefty. Again, Brown allowing a 261 average to left-handed hitters, 225 to righties. Butler now leading Dodge 6-4, top of the 5th. Thanks to the score master, Denny Steckline, for that update. Here's the 2-0. Line down the right field line, foul. Here's the 2-1. That one's in the center field for a hit. 4th hit of the game for the Trojans. A 2-1 pitch, Zdunich. Lines one into center field. 2-out single, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Lachlan Ross. Ross grounded out to third. Back started that 5-3 inning double play started by Dylan Nedved. Pitch low and in from Brown, ball 1. Dragons have rolled 4 double plays in this series. He pitched low, good stop by Baxley. Bax started the first 3 games at first base. Right now, Ryan Schmidt's still trying to get a feel for what his best defensive lineup is, or he doesn't hurt his offensive lineup. There's a strike inside corner at the knees, 2-1 to Ross. The pitch. Same location, same result. Strike called, 2-2. Dragons are out hit in the first game, 12-8. They've been out hit 4-3. Now they're up 1-0. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Sartori flips to Moritz for the force at second, and the inning is over. No runs, a 2-out hit, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 1, Trojans 0. An update from Williams Stadium in Garden City. Cloud County holding on to a 6-1 lead with a 5-run, or actually they built a 6-1 with a 5-run fourth. So the Dragons not getting any help today like they got on Thursday. Them do everything on their own today. They got the first win of this doubleheader in 9 innings. Now looking for the series clincher in the sweep. Here's Ryan Moritz. Strike at the letters. Nathan Steele's pitched well. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Stark's pitch. Big cut and a miss, and it's 0-2. Mo walked in the second and then tried to score from second on Zion Brown's single that scored Baxley, but he was cut down at the plate. Fouls this one off. Moritz, Josh Evans on a bang-bang play at the plate was called out. Stark out of the wind, the pitch. Curveball lifted down the left field line, giving chase is Zadunich, but it's into the bullpen foul. Very nice ceremony between games for the sophomores. There's the 0-2. Moritz takes a pitch just upstairs, and it's 1-2. That looked a lot like the first strike that was called on him. One-two pitch. Curveball bounces in, 2-2 to Moritz. Mo's had a very solid conference season, hitting .347, 26 hits, 5 doubles, a home run, 7 RBIs. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, outside corner, a fastball from Stark. 1 away now for Chris Noble. Stark now 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 earned run, 3 hits, and 3 1/3. He's used 66 pitches thus far. Noble hit by a pitch his first time up. One of 3 Dragons to be plunked today. And it's ball 1 high. Stark took something off of it. Big cut and miss by Noble, and it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Ball off the plate wide. Noble against left or right-handed pitching. Hitting .244, .357 off lefties. Again, another kind of reversal of normal statistics in baseball. Noble swings and misses, and it's 2-2. Noble out of Shreveport. 2-2 pitch. Fastball just off the plate, wide, full count. And make a quick run up north to Nebraska for a family funeral yesterday. Got back last night. Great to see a lot of my family I haven't seen for a while, including my Minnesota cousins. Here's the payoff to Noble. Inside, did it hit him? It did. So the 4th Dragon to be hit. Noble's been hit twice. He's aboard with 1 out for Zion Bolin. Bolin drove in his 25th run of the year with a single to right field. So Noble at first, 1 away. Dragons leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Stark out of the stretch delivers. Inside to Bolin, ball one. Here's the pitch. Big slow curve drops in for a strike. Count now 1-1. Noble has not stolen a base, in case you're wondering. Has not attempted to steal. Starks 1-1 to Bolin. Breaking pitch is hit high and deep to left. Zdunich back at the fence. And it's off the base of the fence. Rounding third is Noble. He's going to score without a play, and the Dragons lead it 2-0. If there is no wind, that ball is well out of here. But Zion Bolin drives in his second run of the game. 5 doubles, now 26 RBIs, and Hutchinson leads it 2-0. Noble scores all the way from first. He didn't hesitate. He knew that ball wasn't not to be caught. Now here's Sartori. Third time around the order for the Dragons. Sartori's popped up and has worn a pitch. Bolin getting his lead at second to pitch. Sartori swings and pops one up. Gallagher and Tilley both give chase, but it's well out of play to the right. Pitch count for Nathan Stark now up to 76. And there is some action just beginning in the Colby bullpen. Coming into the weekend, the Dragons had the toughest road to a Jayhawk championship, facing Colby and then Cloud. Here's the 0-1. High pop behind the third base bag, now into foul territory. Is Kootenai running, still coming up, makes the catch for out number 2. Sartori now 0 for 2. Here's Zane Schmidt, 1 for 2. Schmidt with 9 hits in the series. 9 out of 15. Here's Stark's pitch. And on the hands, blooped foul toward the Dragon dugout. Somebody made a one-handed grab. Couldn't see who it was. And it's 0-1 to Schmidt. Hits now tied at 4 apiece. One. That's line to right field for a hit. They will send Bolin. Here comes the throw from Evans. It is not in time, and the Dragons lead at 3-0. Zane Schmidt takes second on the throw. And Hutchinson has a 3-run lead. That is RBI number 60 for Zane Schmidt, the league leader in that category. Cloud County just hits another home run. They lead Garden 7-1 at Williams Stadium. Here it's 3-0. And Riley Metzger, the batter, takes a shot to left and fouls it off. That was pitch number 80 for Stark, so he could be nearing the end of his afternoon. Riley's still looking for his first hit of the day. Hit by Schmidt, the Hutchinson's 5th of the game. High fly to right. Evans drifting back. Now slows down. He's got it, and the inning is over. A 1-out double by Bolin, a 2-out double by Schmidt. Drive in 2. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. We've completed 4 at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 3, Trojans nothing. On to the 5th at Hobart-Detter Field, 3-0 Hutchinson. They look for the sweep of the Trojans and look to knock Colby out of the championship race in the Jayhawk West. It is 9-1-2 here in the 5th for Mike Brown. Harms, Cornell, and Perez. First pitch swinging his own. Harms hit to right, shallow, and coming Zion, but it's the shortstop Sartori in right center field to make the catch. Holy cow. That's the second time we've seen either a second baseman or a shortstop cross into the opposite outfield to make a play. Enoch Perez did so in the first game. That wind is just wreaking havoc with baseballs up in the air. Now Reese Cornell, he goes first pitch hacking and fouls it back over the stands. Cornell 0 for 2, a pair of flyouts. Here's the 0-1. Fastball in the hands, rolled foul. Fielded by Ryan Carter. Nice little flip into the dugout. Brown, 4 hits scattered through 4 1/3 innings. The 0-2. Breaking pitch wide, 1-2. Think about Mike, he's just throwing with much better pace. He's looking more confident on the mound than he did last week. Of course, he's got the wind blowing in as opposed to the opposite last week. Curveball popped up. Might stay in for Baxley. We'll look. And he can't make the play. That ball should have been caught. That'll be an error on Baxley. Now 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That pitch bounces in, 2-2. Again, Brown, a 9-4 career record for the Blue Dragons, making his 19th career start. He's going to be pivotal down the stretch. Breaking pitch, pulled foul. That's in behind the tarp for the second time today. A lot of parents on hand for sophomore day. They'll have a little cookout get-together after the game. Here's 2-2. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Full count to Cornell. That pitch has been a strike at certain times today. Here's the payoff from Brown. Breaking pitch just misses wide. It's a 1-out walk to Cornell. Third walk issued by Mike Brown. That'll bring up Enoch Perez. Perez an infield single. He said it. Perfectly placed chopper to third that Dylan Nedved had no chance to get him. The pitch. A little bit low for a ball. So right now you don't want Mike Brown to lose his focus. Action starts throwing in the pen again. And it's lefty Matt Delcom. Cloud leading 8-4 at Garden City. The pitch hit him. That one rolled right in and got Perez right in the middle of the back. So that might require a visit from Ryan Schmidt. Delcom gives the tip of a cap like he's ready. And Matt Kootenai becomes the tying run at the plate with one out here in the fifth. You just sensed a little loss of concentration on Mike Brown after that drop foul ball. The pitch. That's line to left field. Metzger won't get it. They will hold Cornell. He slipped coming around third. He was going to go, and Ryan Carter put the brakes on. So now the Trojans have him loaded with one out, and the catcher Cameron Tilley. So Kootenai, that's 3-hit game. He's 1 for 2 with the walk, or 3-hit day. He's 1 for 2 with the walk. Cornell at third, Perez at second. So a big moment in the ball game for Brown. It's now tied at 5 apiece. Bases are loaded. Dragons have gotten one double play today for Brown. Can they get another? Breaking pitch inside, ball one. Now Cade Fenton starts loosening for the Dragons. Delcom sits down. Brown's pitch. Foul out of play to the right into the parking lot. Pitch count for Brown now up to 84, 52 for strikes. Can he get a ground ball to an infielder? He's been doing a solid job locating down in the zone. Right now he's up a little bit. Comes set out of the stretch with the bases loaded, the 1-1. That pitch bounces in, gobbled up by Baxley. So Brown struggling with his command right now. Two and one to Tilley, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Pulled foul outside of third. Ryan Carter couldn't come up with that one. Now it's 2-2. And this is where you want Mike Brown to make a quality pitch. Not on 3-2. Make it here on 2-2. Cornell at third. Perez at second. Kootenai at first. Middle infield at a double play depth for Hutch. Now the 2-2 from Brown. Tilley barely got a piece. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dragons won the first game today on a walk-off error in the bottom of the 9th. Take a 3-0 series lead with a 7-6 win. Here's the 2-2 from Brown to Tilley. Check swing, foul. If the Dragons are to make a deep postseason run, Brown's going to be that key number 4 starter. You know, the first 3 slots. Once again, the 2-2. Ground ball to third. Nedved steps on the bag for one. To first, double play, and the inning is over. Second time today the Dragons roll a 5-3 inning double play. And Mike Brown throws 5 shutout innings. We head to the bottom of the fifth at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 3 and the Trojans nothing. Ryan Carter for the Colby Trojans goes to the bullpen. And we'll roll out right-hander Ethan Francis, a 5'10", 180-pound freshman from somewhere in Canada. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. So Francis takes over. On for the 16th time, 0-1 record. A 4.78 earned run average. 26 in the third innings. Pitched 28 hits, 16 runs. He has struck out 30 and walked 18. Gets Dylan Nedved to start the bottom of the fifth. The Dragons have rolled 2 key double plays for Mike Brown. Both bases loaded, 1-out situations. And both Dylan Nedved to Zane Schmidt, 5-3 double plays. Dylan fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. That pitch misses low for a ball. Nedved 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out to center. The pitch. Right through there for a strike 1 and 2. Dylan didn't think so. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Nedved 9 for 17 in the series. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Called strike 3. Right at the knees. 1 away. So Nathan Stark goes 4 innings for the Trojans. 5 hits, 3 earned runs. He struck out 3 and walked 1 in 81 pitches. He also hit 4 batters. There's Zach Baxley. Bax been on base twice. He singled and scored in the second. Was hit by a pitch in the third. That pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the pitch. Big slow curve stays high and it's 2-0 to Baxley. Bax, the third Blue Dragon to reach the 100 career hit mark earlier this year. Did it on Tuesday against Barton. That fastball misses outside. Good lively fastball from Francis, but it's 3-0. Hits tied 5 apiece. The Dragons have the lone error. Didn't come back to hurt them. Here's the payoff, or the cripple. The leg call, the strike at the knees, 3-1. They play Baxley shaded toward right field, the opposite way. The pitch. Ball 4, low and in, close pitch. So a strikeout and a walk here in the Dragon 5th. 1 on, 1 out for Will Reitz. Will 0 for 2. A ground out and a pop up to second. Reitz really struggling right now. 1 for 14 in the series. Francis's pitch, slow curve, swung on and missed. Right now, Will is just swinging and missing at everything off speed. Just really not in a good zone right now. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses inside. He was in a 1 for 13 when he hit the walk-off against Pratt 2 weeks ago. The 1-1 from Francis. Fastball over low. Now the runner goes, and they have Baxley caught in a rundown between first and second. Perez will run him down. It's a 2-4 base running mistake. And Baxley's retired. Bases empty, 2 away. I think Bax thought he was going to take off on. Thought the ball was maybe gotten away from the catcher, Tilly. Tilly, very good throwing catcher. 1-1 to Reitz. Now with bases empty. The pitch. Good swing by Will. Fouled back. 1-2. Check that. 2-2. Francis delivers. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Tilly will complete the out at first base. And it's the Dragons are done in the 5th. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the 6th. Dragons 3. Trojans nothing. Mike Brown has gone at least 5 innings 4 times this year. Looks to make that a 5th time. We go to the 6th inning here at Hobart-Detter Field. Hutch leading Colby 3-0 in this series finale. Scheduled for 7 after the Blue Dragons won in extra innings, 9 to be exact, 7-6 earlier today to take a 3-0 series lead. Here's Jason Evans to lead off the 6th. 0 for 2, a pair of flyouts to left. Brown's first pitch, outside ball 1. That was pitch number 86 for Brown. 5 strikeouts, or 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. There's a hard hit ball to right field. And the Trojans have their leadoff man aboard. Evans 1 for 3. So we'll see what Ryan Schmidt does. Cade Fenton was throwing in the bullpen earlier. And he continues to throw. as Blake Gallagher, the first baseman, steps up. Twice in this game, Colby's loaded the bases. And Brown's coaxed a pair of 5-3 double plays. Pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Baxley. And it's ball one to Gallagher. Gallagher 1 for 2, a second inning single. Six hits in the series. The pitch. Good fastball to knees, a strike called, 1-1. 6 hits now for Colby, 5 for Hutch. The Dragons were out hitting game one, 12-8. Browns 1-1. Inside, another good stop by Baxley. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Gallagher. And Mike might be facing his last batter. Breaking pitch. That one bounces. It gets away from Baxley and kicks toward the Dragon dugout. Baxley will chase it down. Now it's 3-1 in favor of Gallagher. First wild pitch of the day for Mike Brown. His 8th of the year. And it ties Jake Buns for team high honors. Now the 3-1. Fastball, foul back, full count. And all 4 games of the Clown Series will be broadcast right here on the network. Thursday, 12:45 airtime. Saturday in Concordia, 1:45 airtime, and 2 p.m. start in Concordia. Payoff pitch. Ground ball slowly hit to short. Sartori charges, holds the runner and throws. High throw, but Zane Schmidt applies the tag for out number 1. Evans stays put at second. That was a great play by Zane Schmidt. First had to secure the ball and then made the swipe tag to get Gallagher. Now Tucker Zdunich, the left fielder. 1 for 1. He's been on base twice. A walk and a single. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right side. Moritz has it. Takes a step and sets to throw. 2 away. Moving up to third is Evans. But again, now with 2 out. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Lachlan Ross. Ross 0 for 2. Grounded out to third and reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Brown's pitch. Big slow bender over the inside corner, strike 1. Now working out of the windup with the runner at third, the pitch. That one slowly hit up the middle. Sartori gets to it on the big hop, throws to first, low throw, dug out by Schmidt, and the inning is over. Zane Schmidt, 2 fine plays at first base. And you can't take anything away from Sartori at short either. And Trojans are turned away in the 6th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. They've stranded 8 through 6 innings. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dragons 3 and the Trojans nothing. Once again, still time to sign up for the Blue Dragon Golf Tournament. Get your team entered or become a host sponsor for $125. Call 620-665-3530. The tournament this coming Friday at Cary Park Golf Course. Get signed up now, the Blue Dragon Golf Tournament. Bottom of the sixth rolls around here at Hobart-Detter Field. Ryan Moritz, Chris Noble, and Zion Bolin, 7, 8, and 9. Face Ethan Francis, and Moritz wears a pitch to start. That's the 5th HBP of the game for the Blue Dragons. Yeah. No, Moritz has walked and got caught looking. Now Chris Noble steps in. He's been hit twice. Were you asking about Chris or Mo? No, Chris has been hit twice. First pitch. A little bit low, ball one. Big insurance run at first base. Dragons 3 outs away from a series sweep against Colby. And a minimum 2-game lead in the West going into the final week of the regular season next week. Ball 2. What was that again, Danny? Clouds up 11-4 in the 7th at Garden City. It's now 3-0. Dodge City trying to come back. Butler leading Dodge 6-5 in the 7th. That game at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. Be nice if the Conquistadors can pick that one off. The pitch. Strike at the knees, and Chris Noble made a freshman mistake by throwing the bat. That just bought him 3 inches on the outside corner. Three and 1, the count now to Noble. A wind in the pitch. There's ball 4. And it's a hit batsman and a walk to start the 6th for right fielder Zion Bolin. Zion has 2 of the 3 runs driven in today. He had an RBI single in the 2nd. Could have had a second, but Moritz was cut down at the plate on a good throw by right fielder Jason Evans. And then in the 4th, Zion Bolin just missed a home run. If the wind had been any slower, probably would have cleared the fence and left. Ryan Carter now heads to the mound. He's going to bring the entire infield with him. So Boland's double made it 2-0 in the 5th, and he scored on Zane Schmidt's single, and that was his 60th RBI of the year. We will have a pitching change, and we will tell you about the new Colby pitcher after this break. 3-0 Blue Dragons. Ryan Carter rolls out Dwayne Johansson. He was the game one loser, hard luck loser. He had thrown a potential inning-ending double play ball, and the ball went right through the glove of Owen Harms, and that allowed Jeremiah Caesar to score all the way from second with the winning run. Pinch running at first base is Ethan White. He'll pinch run for Noble. So Ethan White at first base is a pinch runner. Ryan Moritz at second. Now here's Zion Bolin. 2 for 2. 2 RBIs. Hits a ground ball to short. They go to second for 1. Enoch Perez's throw to first. That's a double play. Moving up to third is Moritz, but now with 2 away. So the Dragons roll into their first double play of the afternoon. Here's Logan Sartori. Sartori 0 for 2. He was hit with a pitch. Johansson's pitch misses low and away, ball 1. That pitch in the dirt, 2-0. The 5 hit by pitches today, the second most by the Dragons this year. They wore 6 pitches in the 11-0 win at Pratt in Game 1 on April 12th. Hard hit ball, but well foul. And it's 2-1 to Sartori. That was the series where Will Reitz was hit 5 times in the series. For whatever reason, Beavers just like to throw Reitz inside. Way inside. Insurance run at third now with 2 outs in the form of Ryan Moritz. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now to Sartori. Pitch missing low and away. Again, want to send a big shout out to my good friend Rich Epp out in Colby, Open Spaces Sports. That pitch way outside from Johansson. And Sartori draws a 2-out walk. Now Zane Schmidt. RBI single his last time up. 2 for 3 now. Schmidt 10 hits in the series. 6 RBIs. Again, he leads the league in home runs with 19, second in the nation. Leads the league with 60 RBIs now. Johansson comes set. Now delivers to Schmidt. Slider misses low and away, ball 1. You just feel a little bit better. Somehow you can get that run in from third. Ryan Summers was throwing in the pen just a few minutes ago. Now the bullpen quiet. Easy toss over to first by Johansson. Sartori is back. Sartori hasn't stolen a base since Game 1 versus Seward County. The pitch. Hanging curve pulled foul, and that woke up the Colby dugout. Zane did everything he could to keep the hands back, but he couldn't lay off that one. Now it's 1-1 to the freshman from Kearney, Nebraska. Johansson comes set, now delivers. Another slider low and outside, 2-1 to Schmidt. Now the one thing you don't want to do if you're Johansson is fall behind Schmidt. They play Schmidt to pull. Cornell's about as close to center as he's been all day. The pitch. Big slow curve, pulled foul. Now it's 2-2. Do not be surprised if Joe Hansen throws an even slower curve than that one. Schmidt's been way out in front on the first two offerings. 2-2 the count, 2 out. Moritz at third, Sartori at first. Dragons with 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. The pitch. 1 outside, full count. So 3-2, 2 outs. Sartori will be moving on the pitch. He's not being held on by Gallagher. Runner goes. The 3-2 pitch is hit well to right field and deep. Evans going back. He's at the fence, and it's off the base of the fence. Moritz scores. Sartori's going to score easily from first. And now the throw to third. Not in time. It's a 2-run triple for Zane Schmidt, and the Dragons lead at 5-0. RBIs 61 and 62 for Schmidt on triple number 5. And there's the insurance Ryan Schmidt was looking for. Again, a normal day, they may be looking for that ball over at the Salt City Splash. Going on the pitch from first, Sartori scored easily. So it's a 3 RBI game for Schmidt. And it's ball 1 to Riley Metzger. Riley 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and a fly ball to left field. Strike at the knees, and it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Big, wild swing by Riley, way out in front of that off-speed offering. He's now in the count 1-2. Riley been primarily hitting cleanup since his return to the lineup 12 games ago. He's hitting in the 3 slot today. Just doesn't look quite as comfortable. Now the 1-2 from Johansson. Low for a ball, 2-2. No midweek game this week for Hutchinson. They just have 4 remaining at the conclusion of this one. 2 here against Cloud on Thursday, 2 at Cloud on Saturday. The pitch. Outside a breaking pitch, full count. Mentioned earlier that we were shocked that the Dragons are going to get their full allotment of 56 in with all those crazy weather changes in the first month and a half of the season. 3-2 pitch, high ball 4. 2 out walk for Metzger. Runners at the corners, 2 away for Nedved, who could really do some damage here. Zane Schmidt's 2 out triple. Plates Moritz and Sartori to make it 5-0. Colby's conference championship chances sliding away. First pitch swing is Nedved, popped up. Foul territory right side, and Evans runs out of room. Strike 1. When this weekend started, Hutch and Colby tied for first place in the West. Cloud, Seward, Butler, and Barton all right in behind. But the Dragons now 3 outs away from a series sweep and a minimum 2-game lead going into the final game or final weekend of the regular season. Ground ball right to Enoch Perez at second. He'll go to first in time, and the inning is over. 2 big insurance runs for the Dragons. 2 runs on just 1 hit. There was 2 left. The Dragons take advantage of a walk and a hit batsman. And we go to the 7th inning. Dragons 5, Colby 0. Ryan Summers is going to try to close this one out. Non-save situation, but the Dragons leading 5-0. Summers on for the second time today. He got the win in game number 1 today, throwing 2 innings. Both the extra inning in the 8th and 9th. Okay. Summers allowed 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no runs, and struck out 3. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Owen Harms. It's going to be Tyler McWillie, the game 1 starter. So here we go. First pitch to McWillie is taken for a ball. Summers on for the 18th time, 7-2 with 1 save, 3.82 ERA. And pitch by McWillie, foul back. And it is 1-1. 42, check that, 35 1/3 innings pitched for Summers. 28 hits, 17 runs, 50 strikeouts, and 17 walks. High fastball swung on a miss by McWillie, and it's 1-2. McWillie 0 for 2 in the series. Here's the 1-2 from Summers. Curveball grounded right to third. Dylan Nedved has it, throws over. Low throw dug out by Schmidt. There's 1 away here in the Trojans' 7th. 2 big double plays started by Dylan Nedved. Got the Dragons and Mike Brown out of 2 big jams. Now Reese Cornell, the center fielder, 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked in the 5th. Summers' pitch, slice foul toward the Dragon dugout. Dragons about to be 5 wins and 2 splits in their conference series. Another swinging foul ball. 0-2 to Cornell. Reese in the first game today was 3 for 5. Now 6 for 16 in the series. 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, 1-2. Still trying to keep an eye on that Butler game. Fouled off. Butler leading 6-5. There's a ground ball right to the first baseman, Schmidt. He wins the race to the bag, and there's 2 away. Going down to their final out, and it'll be Enoch Perez. Perez 2 for 2, and he was hit by a pitch in this one. Brown's pitch right through the chute for a strike. Perez now 7 for 13 in the series. He's had a great offensive series. Big cut and a miss. And the Trojans are down to their final strike. Butler leading Dodge City 6-5, bottom of the 7th. That's our last report. The 0-2. Curveball grounded along first. Right along the line. It's a fair ball fielded by Schmidt. He steps on the bag, and the Dragons have the sweep. 5-0. And Hutchinson does exactly what it needed to do, taking all 4 from the Trojans. Mike Brown gets the win. He goes 6 shutout innings. Ryan Summers closes it out. And the Dragons maintain at least a 2-game lead in the Jayhawk West, depending on what happens with Butler and Dodge late in that ball game at El Dorado. We'll wrap it up right after this break. Welcome back to a very happy Hobart-Detter Field. It's time for the Blue Dragon post game. Hutchinson completes a series sweep of the Colby Trojans, coming into the weekend tied for first. They won the first two games in Colby on Thursday, 8-4 and 18-6. Rallied to win game number one today, 7-6 in 9 innings.
Butler and Dodge are tied, bottom ninth.
And Colby drops the last one 5-0, a combined 6-hit shutout between Mike Brown and Ryan Summers. Dodge has come back to tie Dodge City. Now they go to the bottom of the ninth. So we'll stick with you as long as I can so we can get you an update there. But Dodge City comes back and wins. Hutchinson will have a 3-game lead with 4 games to play. If at minimum, it's going to be a 2-game lead over the Grizzlies. The Trojans now out of the conference championship race. Cloud County really the only other team with a chance, and that's who Hutchinson has to play next week. 2 games here on Thursday at Hobart-Detter, and then the final 2 games of the series 1 week from today at Zion Field in Concordia. Here are the totals for the game. For the Blue Dragons, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 8 left on. For the Trojans, no runs, 6 hits, no errors, 8 left on. Winning pitcher, Mike Brown. He improves to 5-0 and earns his career 10th victory. 6 shutout innings for him. Nate Stark takes the loss. He is 5-3. Time of ball game 2 hours and 1 minute. Again, this was 7 innings because the first game went to extras. We'll quickly recap it for you. The Blue Dragons took a 1-0 lead in the second inning. Zach Baxley singled and ultimately came around on Zion Boland's base hit to right field. Ryan Moritz was cut down at the plate, and the Dragons had a 1-0 lead after 1. Boland delivered an RBI double to score Chris Noble in the 4th. He later scored on Zane Schmidt's RBI single. That made it 3-0 after 4. And then Zane Schmidt delivered a 2-run triple. That scored Ryan Moritz and Logan Sartori. A 3 RBI game for Schmidt. The Dragons led at 5-0, and then the pitching took care of it after that. Brown goes 6 shutout innings, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Ryan Summers, a perfect 9th with 3 ground ball outs. He needed just 11 pitches. Offensively for the Blue Dragons, Zane Schmidt, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. He now has 62 RBIs on the season. That leads the Jayhawk Conference. 2 hits for Zion Boland. He drove in a pair. Okay, and the other hit by Zach Baxley. They now go to the top of the 10th at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. Dodge City and Butler now tied, so Dodge City has come back to force extra innings there. And if you're a Blue Dragon fan, you're right now a big Conquistador fan, because a win there would give Hutchinson a 3-game lead over the Grizzlies heading into the final weekend of the regular season. So that's going to do it from Hobart-Detter Field. Again, we're going to have all 4 broadcasts of the Cloud Series for you. Also next week, Blue Dragon softball begins postseason play. KJCCC Network will provide all the coverage of that one as long as the Blue Dragons are in it. So the Blue Dragons here get the sweep, not only the doubleheader but the series, defeating Colby 7-6 in 9 innings, and then a 5-0 victory in the series finale. The Blue Dragons improved to 36-16, 20 games over 500, and at the moment a 2.5-game lead in the Jayhawk West at 18-8. Thanks to Brandon Sams and the entire crew, and thank you all for joining us. We will talk to you again next Thursday afternoon from right here at Hobart-Detter Field when the Blue Dragons take on the Cloud County Thunderbirds in what might be a conference championship clinching afternoon. Until then, Steve Carpenter from Hobart-Detter Field. So long, everybody.